Shirley, it is wonderful to have you. You're here to speak to NAIDOC Week, which is incredibly significant for us, and we're delighted to have you and look forward to hearing from your heart. I have the privilege of introducing you, Shirli Congoo, General Manager, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Team Leader. Welcome.
Thank you. Watamuli. Very excited to be here today. You know, we do have two significant things we celebrate in the Salvation Army. In particular, there's lots to celebrate for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, but the two we do celebrate, National Reconciliation Week, which we've just come out of, and now we arrive at NAIDOC Week. So yes, a very special week.
So Shirley, just remind us, as Aussies, just remind us a little bit about the history and the meaning and the importance of NAIDOC Week.
NAIDOC Week itself always has a theme that causes us to intentionally zoom in and focus on a particular topic. So the theme this year is Get Up, Stand Up and Show Up.
All right, so it's quite active, isn't it?
Yeah. And if we reflect on history, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander activists had approached the churches and there was this call to be active. So we've got to ask ourselves today, are we just sitting down and watching it all go by because we're comfortable, or because we don't know, or we're afraid of doing something that may offend people, or we just, in general, just don't know what to do? For me, when I'm thinking about the theme itself, is Get Up is probably now a call for us to say, hey, what are we going to do about this? You know, stand up is this, actually it takes strength and courage to actually stand and rise. And the thing with the Salvation Army is we have a whole host of supports and resources that can actually help support us, help others to understand, you know, what the issues are, what we can do about it, who are we as Christians called to be in this space. And then show up is, how are we showing up? As an organisation, we've had structural change. We've had a change to our systems. So these are the big changes that can be made that can actually contribute to the flourishing of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
So Shirley, in the Salvation Army, we've got a number of initiatives going on. The RAP is one, we've got the framework. How does that all link up with NAIDOC?
The RAP itself is a framework that we can use as an organisation, and there's lots of different actions and deliverables in there. And it's sort of our core document, in a sense, that each stream can use as a guide to building our cultural competence and capability, which ultimately leads to being more responsive in the front line and ensuring that our services and programs are culturally safe, culturally appropriate. We also have the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Cultural Competency and Capability Framework, and that's more around individuals' skills and behaviours. So that's to ensure that we do have a framework that guides our cultural learning within the organisation. So a part of that approach itself looks at our online training.
Janet and I have both done that right through that whole course, and it's so illuminating and helps you to understand why the issues are that
Yes.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people are facing today, where that has come from and the forces and influences that have caused it, and why we need to express all of those values in the way we work together to try and actually redeem some of this past. Learning
is circular, because you're always learning, so it's not linear. You don't arrive there and you know everything. And so when we start to look at that, that helps us revision how we do programs, you know, creating culturally safe places. So yeah, the cultural learning approach is quite well done. So.
Well, look, we want to say thank you so much for all the commitment that you have to lead this team, and also to your whole team, really,
Yes.
who do just make a wonderful contribution to help guide us, to help us to understand better, to improve our practice as a Salvation Army, and ultimately to really make a positive contribution
Yes.
to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people development, redeeming the past, really, and setting a new future. So you're making a wonderful contribution in that, and we really want to say thank you very much on behalf of the whole Salvation Army.
Yeah, thank you guys for your leadership.